Hey everybody, how's it going? Little midday update here. Haven't done one of these videos in a while. Thought I'd go ahead and throw something together because we got some more Seahawks related, at least somewhat Seahawks related news earlier today. Didn't have a chance to make a video about it until now. The Colts continue to lose some of their key pieces headed into this 2021 season, and that effect will be felt most significantly in the week one game against the Seahawks, so it pertains to us. So we already knew about Carson Wentz. Now, Quenton Nelson, who had his foot stepped on in practice the other day, is now having the same foot surgery as Carson Wentz. He's got the same problem. So those are two of the biggest pieces of the Colts offense out for anywhere from 5 to 12 weeks. And that is a very wide timetable that Frank Reich has given the public. I tend to believe he just wants all of his opponents in the first 2 months of the season to not know what to expect until the day gets here. He doesn't want to say he's going to be out 8 weeks, so that way the Seahawks can spend all their time prepping for Jacob Eason. He doesn't want to say he's going to be out the first month, so I think the Rams play them week 2, can only focus on Jacob Eason. He doesn't want to put all his cards on the table, but it seems to me that the odds of Nelson or Wentz playing week 1 is minuscule, maybe approaching 0. I think it's pretty unlikely, especially Carson Wentz, but you definitely don't want to mess around with either of these players. You definitely don't want to throw them out there before they're ready. Wentz, with his history, this is already something that is going to have people speak very negatively of the trade that brought him to Indianapolis. But you can't mess around with a guy like Quenton Nelson either. I've never played guard before in my life, but I am sure that having good feet underneath you is very important to playing guard effectively. Before I talk about the effects it has on the week 1 game in Indy, I do want to say one thing. I actually feel really bad for Indy. That's one of the AFC teams who I've always kind of liked and had admiration for, and talk about some crap luck. This is a team with a coach who I really like. I think Frank Reich is a genius. I think he's one of the best young coaches in the NFL, and it kind of kills me that had Carroll retired after 2017, like he almost did, we very well could have gotten Frank Reich as our next head coach. I think he's great. I think that front office has really done some nice things lately. I wasn't a huge fan of the Jonathan Taylor draft pick, but it's clearly worked out. I think I underestimated Jonathan Taylor at least a little bit. I wasn't a huge fan of bringing in Carson Wentz, but it's a gamble that could very well pay off. And I think that team has the right approach when it comes to paying players and extending players and paying free agents. They're doing things the right way for the most part in Indy. For the most part. And I think that they're catching some really shit luck here, basically. But week 1 opponent for the Seahawks, missing 2 of their key players on offense now. I think we can make this pretty much official. I know the Colts are trying to say, hey, they could be back, but very, very hard for me to believe that. Very, very hard for me to buy that. I would be shocked if either of these guys suited up and took the field against the Seahawks week 1. So I'm not going to take anything for granted, but I'm going to say it. The game has turned into something of a layup. If we get to play the Colts without their best offensive lineman and their starting quarterback, should be able to take care of business without too much of a problem. Now, that's a different question, but hey, big stuff happening. Probably going to stream something tonight. Keep an eye out for that. And should be a video tomorrow morning about what happened at training camp today. There was actually a lot of interesting stuff, but I thought I'd throw a quick news update out there for those of you who may have missed this or people who wanted my perspective. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. I will give Frank Reich his credit. If anybody in the NFL can, as a head coach, find a way to suss out some success from an offense that is missing 2 key pieces, it might be him. But this is a blow. And that video I made about the Seahawks may be starting to catch some breaks already. Well, it may very well be coming true even more than it was when I made that video. See you guys later.